Malova. Tuesday. Why is it this one? Tuesday can be lentil.
Wow.
Meat-free Tuesday, please. It's got a banana. Oh, lentil never any booster, please.
Okay.
Thank you so much. We wouldn't be doing this if we weren't aware of how much you love Mahal, how much you love the brand, and how much you support the book. Mahal, thank you so much for the labor of love. Thank you for pouring your hard work, your soul, your heart into this book. Far and wide is she going to travel, and thank you, really thank you. On to our fabulous speakers. First, I'll discuss Makoti. As he's affectionately known, has been in the commercial broadcasting business since 1997 and has explored an array of avenues on the airwaves. He started out at YFM, and 2 years later, he became the best wake-up call with his breakfast show on Metro FM. This is a personality who has contributed greatly to redefining radio in South Africa across a spectrum of stations. But his talents do not end there. Thabo is a celebrated MC who has captivated a diverse audience of young and old with his charm and charisma. This headliner with a heart also believes in giving back to the community. Thabo is the founder of Friends of Tigos Education Foundation, an organization that funds tertiary education for students from rural and impoverished backgrounds, and he's building and equipping learning facilities such as laboratories and libraries in rural communities. Do little to accurately describe this local gem. Tigos is a man with a magnitude of success under his belt. Yet this entrepreneur, MC, award-winning broadcaster, businessman, philanthropist. That's how talented we are. Tigos, my goodness. Publishing your book next. Husband and father with a velvet voice and infectious energy, he remains grounded and gracious. On to the star of this evening's event, and the reason all of us are here and fallen in love with cooking again. Mohaus Trainer, aka the Lazy Makoti, is a trained chef and award-winning cook. 13 years cookbook, The Lazy Makoti's Guide to the Kitchen, became an instant bestseller and it continues to thrive. Mohaus founded The Lazy Makoti in 2014 after leaving the corporate world to focus on her love for food. So what began as lessons for a friend evolved into a successful business. Some might say also the beginnings of a culinary empire. Mohaus received the Gourmand World Cookbook Award and Usiba Creative and Cultural Industries Award, and she was named the 2021 Lux Restaurant Awards Culinary Media Personality of the Year. She's featured on the Forbes Africa 30 Under 30 list. Hosting with the Lazy Makoti Mohaus highly anticipated second cookbook. In it, she shares over 100 delicious and easy to follow recipes. So, prepare to be dazzled as the Lazy Makoti tells you all about hosting and how to be fabulous and stylish. Thank you very much.
Let the grilling start. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
I want to choke you to pieces. Yeah. So it can be a nice spread.
Oh, yes.
I don't know. It's fine. I'll find it. Every time I must use your name, it's a bit of a problem because I'm like, wow, who's Mohaus? No, Lazy Makoti. Before we get into the second book, I think it's important to sort of preamble this by saying that when you started and I saw you do what you do, at first it was like fun. Yeah, what? message. And I was like, isn't it amazing that the solutions to what you regard as a big problem is just under your nose? And we are living in the times where we have geniuses such as yourself who find solutions. So congratulations, thank you. We spoke about the first book. Do you have the first book?
Yes.
Second question is an autograph. Mine. Now we are hosting. I get it, you were cooking just for 3 people. Now you are hosting. Who's Lazy Makoti now? You know what I mean? Now you are hosting. But first things first, the journey from the first book to now, why?
Why the second book? I think very early after the first book, I just knew I would do another book. I didn't know when, but I knew that the second book would definitely be coming. The support that I've received has just been incredible. The love, the support, just incredible. How do you not give people a second book when they support you like that? And then everybody cooked this first book, and they cooked everything. Everything. And then that's the feedback I would get. Sorry, I'm really reading this book. Where's the second one? And I knew it was time to put it together. And then luckily or unluckily, lockdown happened. So a lot of us had time to do the things we've always wanted to do, but we didn't have the time to do. And that's exactly what I did throughout lockdown, is develop these recipes and put this book together.
Because the first book talks about like basically introduction to the kitchen, the basics. Why hosting?
I think that hosting encompasses, I think as Black people especially, hosting is not just having this big party, like Christmas. Hosting is really being with your family. You know, as Black people, we have big families. So that for me is what sums up the book. And then lockdown happened, and I think the greatest lesson of these past 2 years was that every moment is worth celebrating. And so in this book is you cooking dinner for your family, is you making lunch or breakfast, and then to the big celebrations, that's birthdays and Valentine's Day and Christmas.
You call it the love story. Why?
I think that this book really is my love letter to really everyone that has supported me throughout the years. It's the best thing I've ever done. I look at this book and I'm like, this is why I'm here. I came here to make a book like this. I reflect, even the people that helped put it together. It was just incredible.
You posted the, I think earlier on today, and you showed the dish. This is where the love letters came from. And one of the comments said, what is that vegetable? And you went on an answer by ways. And to my naked eye, but to Lazy Makoti is a medley of vegetables. It's spinach, carrot, it's cabbage, and which then leads to my next question. The way we cook African cuisine in Booktuber is the recipe is the same. So why yours stands out? Why is your book cutting across the clutter, so to speak? What have you observed? What are the people saying?
I'll actually take from a message I got from a very dear friend today, and she was like, sure, like you hit the nail. These are recipes that we've always enjoyed, but we never quite knew how to make. And I can't believe you thought to put them in a book. I think some of the recipes are ones you've had before, ones you're yet to have when you actually put them from the book, but always recognizable to you. I've always wanted to obviously center us in all of the books that I do. We're a market that's not always spoken to. And so I've always wanted to center us food that speaks not only to our heritage, our cultures, nostalgia, but to our palate. there are foods in there that are not necessarily traditional, not necessarily of our heritage, but they're food that we like to eat. And we sort of adopted them as our own.
I call it food that helps you from the inside. It just gives you that hug. Especially in a weather like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The kind of food that do you put. Now, tough questions. You're warm up. I know that's the trick of the trade. I warm you up and then I hit you hard. The business of cooking comes with a lot of titles. Are you a chef?
I am a tradition.
Yes.
So, for those who call you a cook, a well-marketed cook, I'm sure you have a response.
It actually does not offend me to hear that. I think especially because I don't do fine dining, food that is considered, fine dining cuisine, then it's easy to just, I don't want to say dismiss me, but to just call me a cook. But the work that we do as cooks, as chefs, is very important. It really is teaching our people to make food that nourishes their body. You're not going to a fine dining restaurant every day, but you are eating a warm, nourishing, good meal every day.
Which leads me to my next question. What should we do? We are surviving COVID. Right now we are surviving load shedding. What should we do to have a Lazy Makoti restaurant? I mean, I'm just...
Show me the money.
Because isn't that the next step? Isn't that the... And I'm asking it deliberately because I've asked it before. And every time you go tangential, so to speak, you don't follow the footsteps that people will think is natural or is normal. Little story we had a chat about today, offline, obviously, when you were preaching me about it. And I'm like, but who has something? I'm on the phone. You who has something? I'm not cooking. I'm like, no, I know, but there's a smell of emotion. So like, I'm in Cape Town. What are you doing in Cape Town? I mean, the Urishamana, Limpopo, Azalampo, Karaka, Shule. What are you doing in Cape Town?
So I moved to Cape Town when I started my relationship with Woolworths. So...
Come on. That's the first one. And what happens then?
It's a collaboration I'm very proud of. As you know, Woolworths is one of the biggest retailers in the country, and so together we are hoping to, be more inclusive and talk more to an audience like this.
Quality recognized.
Yes.
So what you're trying to tell me is, if I go to the ready-to-eat or take home and heat up section, chances are I'm eating Lazy Makoti's ideas.
No. That is not what I'm saying.
What?
But that is where we are kind of walking to. Woolworths is not just the retailer, but their magazine as well. So that all those stories, all those recipes as well, are more reflective of the real South Africa.
That's amazing. Because one of the things that we found that as much as we are the people of this country, we always are trying to fit in. And when you have somebody like you at the source saying, don't fit in, you are, it's encouraging. So well done. As a And this is where gym fanatics are going to fight with you. Because if you jump into the job, you are put off at the young gym. So, how do you strike a balance between what is nourishing and what is healthy? I don't know if you understand the context of what I mean. Because sometimes people feel that the more nourishing is working against hashtag body goals. and then we must be more towards the healthy. We are now moving into a space where everything is ESG, environmental, social, and governance. And not only that, whatever we do must be environmentally friendly, and then environmentally friendly means also going more natural, more organic. And it also means moving away slowly but surely from meat products to, you know what I mean? There's layers, and I can imagine you as a chef, as an architect of taste.
Oh yes, oh yes! I will see you. I will see you.
As an architect of taste, how do you find and or even try to strike that balance?
Good food can be delicious and nourishing and still healthy. I don't know why you think it can't be. But with that in mind, I also included in here a plant-based chapter. So during the lockdowns, people were obviously trying to snap back and get their bodies back. And again, I got a lot of requests for vegetarian / vegan recipes, and so I included a lot of them in there. I think you also need to remember how our people cook. It's quite healthy actually. And I think all of that is clear in this book.
And one of the key points, and that's why I'm agreeing, because I just drove this book already, is slow cooking. Because healthy eating comes from slow cooking, where food is well cooked. Right? Dessert?
Of course.
Yes.
Why are we hosting it here?
Of course, we're going to have birthdays, we're going to have Christmases, we're going to have Sunday lunches, so there must always be dessert. I mean, for me, we're here to enjoy, man. So yes, we should be healthy, definitely. Portion control is important, but so is happiness. And some of that happiness, a lot of that happiness, comes from food.
Yes, yes.
I don't know about you, anytime I'm invited, whether it be the Nyalo, any ceremony, the chocolate so I can't help but expect this concept.
Hey.
Can I find that?
Camera is in my previous recipe, but there are lots more recipes. I mean, that's the other thing I was intentional about. I know us. I know the stuff that we want to eat, that we love eating. I was doing an interview with Anele. She was like, I can't believe you have a goat recipe in here. And goat is wildly eaten by our people. We here in South Africa, we elsewhere on the continent, but there aren't many cookbooks that will include it in there, which is kind of wild.
The minute you said goat, it took me back to my first time eating goat. I went to a Zulu ceremony, Bedi meal, and me being the stickler of time, I arrived early. And you don't arrive early in an African ceremony because you start seeing what they do in the kitchen.
Yes.
And I ended up seeing them pouring Nkomazi into pudi. Why is Nkomazi? And it was delicious. And that's the thing about, this is the thing that fascinates me about chefs and cooks. Who the hell said go for that Nkomazi and that man put it together and serve it? What is it? Maybe educate me there because I just think it's been bugging me.
They were using it to tenderize the meat. So I'm guessing your meat was beautiful, nice, and tender. And that's why we do this. That's why we put together our cookbooks. So that, all the secrets and all the things that we've learned, we can share with everyone.
But for you to come to that one dish, how many experiences does it take for you to say, yeah, now it's perfect? Who taster? Is it your fellow chefs?
My sister over there.
Houses?
I'm sure she's gained a lot.
No, I gained a lot of smiles. Yes. So you, and that's the process of going each and every dish. Or you would have used it somewhere, and then you decide, no, maybe this is good for the book. I don't know. How do you choose what to put in and what to leave out?
I think you start writing a cookbook long before you know that you're actually writing one. I would say it's as much, logical in that I'm testing recipes, I'm developing, I'm putting stuff together, ingredients, and making sure the chemistry of that works. And then it's also an emotional process as well, because I have in my mind the person that I'm talking to, what I want them to receive from this book, and then an even more emotional process is who is actually going to help me put it together. So it's one thing to test the recipes and make sure they're perfect, and then the second part is actually coming up with the images that are largely going to inspire you at home. You see that image and know that this is where I'm trying to go. And I'm so proud of the team that helped me put this together.
I can grill you for hours, Don't miss my show next week Thursday. Hi 959, she'll be on for 3 hours. We'll be going through the because when she comes from that, you have to cook. And you have to tell a story as you do it, because me and so make sure that you're there. And of course, I like pairing food with music, and that's what we do on air. Will there ever be because I see it's a phenomenon, and it seems to be growing now as a phenomenon, as a hosting phenomenon, where your food will soon be paired with wine, champagne, the works. Is that the next chapter?
I think before I answer that, I again really want to give credit to the people that helped me put this book together. Like I mentioned, putting together images that will ultimately inspire that person at home. This is where I'm going to. First when you open the book thinking, this looks so delicious. And then to, okay, comparing what I'm making, I'm going in the right direction. And over here is This is one of the people I met in Cape Town at Woolworths. I think the greatest blessing of that relationship with Woolworths. Sure, black people are talented. I knew when I started putting this book together that I wanted people that will just get it. They will get it because it's part of their heritage. They will get it because it's their story as well. It's not just my story that I'm telling. And I knew somehow I found a black stylist, which is hard to find. And then a black photographer. And then everybody on the set was black and happy, and they did amazing.
I know you are avoiding my wine question.
Your wine question, let me answer. I think yes. I think I will continue to allow the Lazy Makoti to evolve as it does. I always say I compare the Lazy Makoti to a child. So yes, you will plow into the child, encourage the child, raise it as best you can. But you also need to allow them to just let it evolve. When I started in the very beginning, I had no idea that this would be the result. So with each year, each week, the Lazy Makoti will evolve as it should.
And I think last but not least, just bring it home. I think, am I right in saying that the first book, it was you were paying homage to your grandmother because you were using quite a number of artifacts from your kitchen, even in the pictures that you were using. I see mother is here today. Yes. You just lost matriarch, sister, and that I know was emotional and heavy as an inspirational. And this one, I know how to push buttons.
I did actually dedicate this book to Mama Donna. It's good inspiration. I think for a lot of us, the first time we saw our food in magazines, in media, was through seeing her. Seeing that our food is worthy exactly how it is. It doesn't have to be French inspired or Italian inspired. Just as my food, the food that I eat, that my grandma eats, that my family eats, is good enough. And so she remains great inspiration. Yeah, and then everybody who is here, you know, it really inspired the book. These are the people I really wanted to talk to, and yeah, here we are.
Last but not least, you speak highly of the praying father. He's right here. You speak about how he prays for you. Not only worries, but he knows where you could care. How's that important? Because sometimes it's easy to go to the maternal because it's natural. It's a place, it's home, you run to it. And it's not so easy to speak about the father because most of the time there's discipline and order. But I find daughters have a way of taking that discipline and showing the softness to it, because that's love. How would you say God has helped to stand in direction?
Sure. I think both my parents equally, so all of their great qualities I think I have been able to take. That is my father's discipline. Some people would say I'm very disciplined. So I like order. I want you to arrive on time. I want you to do exactly what you say. If we're going to do something, let's do it right. And then my mother's softness, that obviously speaks to the way I cook and the way I interact with people. So I think I have been very blessed to take both of their qualities.
The mother, there's nothing like raising a daughter in a warm heart. You must know you've done well.
Yes.
I always say as a parent, you must make kids to be better than you. They know it, they know it. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, hosting with Lazy Makoti.
I just want to say final thank yous. I want to first start with my family. Thank you so much for coming, my mother, my father, my uncles, my aunts, my cousins, my sisters, the greatest support, and I know I wouldn't be here without you. I would like to thank my friends, Zanele. You have been just my rock throughout this process, throughout my career actually. It's what a pleasure to have found, a friend, a sister, and a colleague in you. Don't cry. To Lizzie, thank you so much for the constant support. To my rock, Keleto. It's hard to imagine that you and I have known each other for such a short time, but you are essential to my world. And then to my family, Polar X, to Tiamo, to Pinda, who put up with me every time I'm stressing, every time I'm demanding, and you make things happen. Everything I ask of you, you make it happen so that I have room to just be. I appreciate you and I love you. To all of you that's here today, you took your time to come and celebrate with me. I'm so grateful to you. Throughout the years, I don't think I would still be here had it not been for your support. I see your DMs, I see your comments, I see your inboxes, I see all of it. To my friends who are here, I just can't see who's still here. I'm excited so my Mandlo, Stefani, Umpile, all of you. Thank you so much for your love. You have carried me all these years. And then finally to my incredible publishers, Jonathan demanding author, but thank you for making it happen.